Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Nonsense. A lot has transpired since our last episode a while ago in our beautiful land of the USA, home of the brave, land of the free. And what better way than to talk about all that than have a history about our history, how we got here, where we got today, how we, built ourselves up, and, if we're currently succeeding the American dream, or if we slaughtered it, burnt it, and threw it down a ditch where no one could see. So join me and Mason today as we go in and look at our beautiful country's history and look at the slop it turned into. All right, so how long has it been since we did our last episode?
I don't know, maybe a month.
A month or two. I think it was in June. We're in August now, or is it September? Can't really. I'm not good with my months. Um, but a lot has happened, as I said in the intro. A lot has happened since that episode. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff. I went to Florida. Good trip. It was a really good trip. Liked it indeed. Great people over there. Speaking of someone talking like that, Trump. Whew, our main event, or one of our main events today. That man, that former president of the United States, my man Donald J. Trump. Oof, he almost assassinated like what was like that happened a good few weeks ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Vegas when I first saw that. When did you first see it?
Um, I was at one of my friend's house at a pool party, and I got a text message, and that's how I found out.
Yeah, something simple. I remember what was it? I was walking with in a casino with my dad, and then he looks up and he's like, "Oh, look at that!" And there it is, right there, like Trump getting hauled off by the Secret Service
Dang.
with like his ear bleeding. I was like, "Holy, like, oh my God, this is happening!"
Yeah.
Because I was stunned. I was like, "No, they couldn't have. Like he couldn't have got shot like that." Because I thought they would have prevented it. To be honest, I thought, or it was like certain degree, like not real bullets, but people died. Like this,
The
someone
firefighter.
died that day. Yeah, really unfortunate. Like death, and then two other people were injured, or three if you count Trump. Yeah, just very unfortunate what happened today. And so we're gonna take a time capsule, and then we're gonna slowly make our way back to these times. So we're gonna go all the way to the start. I'm not talking Columbus. I'm not talking caveman dinosaurs. No, I'm talking the Mayflower.
The Pilgrims.
The Pilgrims. Yeah, you read about them in your history class.
Old
We had
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. So, the Mayflower. It was this big wooden ship that went from England all the way to what was it? Cape
Massachusetts?
Cod.
Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Plymouth Rock, all that stuff. Yeah, you probably read about it in your history book. And so these people they were coming from Britain or England or whatever. Too many names. And they were seeking like new life away from like the way England like currently ran their like country or whatever, their monarchy. They wanted like a new life.
I think it was
like,
I think they were
to set
running
up
from
for
their.
themselves.
They didn't like agree with the church out in England. Like they wanted to separate
Something.
themselves from the church because they didn't agree with their ideas.
Yeah, no, something like that. But regardless of it, they have the one thing that everyone remembers is the big ship, the big wooden ship.
Yeah.
So like, what do you, Mason, like know about this ship, the Mayflower?
The Mayflower. Well, I know that that's like one of the more famous boats that set sail towards the United, or what we know now as the United States of
I
America.
think that Titanic's more famous.
Well, okay,
I think
back
so.
then, back then. Okay.
It was the only ship
Well, no,
really
because
sailing there,
wasn't there?
beside Columbus.
Well, there was wasn't there like three other ships or something, or was that Columbus?
I have no idea.
Anyways,
Look, man, my only knowledge is the freaking Charlie Brown like Thanksgiving special. That's all I know about
Yeah.
it.
But like, remember like the Pinta, like all those ships. Have you heard of those?
No.
Oh. Okay.
The,
Anyways,
the Pinta?
I
You
think
mean
that's what.
pita? Like
No,
the
no,
bread?
no, 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 no. Anyways,
I love
besides
pita.
that, what do I know about the Mayflower? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the first ship that, you know, landed on or in Massachusetts, which kind of was the base for, our society and where it all started, pretty much.
Yeah, that's America being born right there.
Yeah.
Bunch of British folks landing there. Speaking of it, because everyone like in England they talk British, but what a wanker! God save the Queen. Oh, um, how do you think like that evolved from that like kind of talk to how we talk today? Do you think like the Native Americans might have played a part in that?
I think so. I think part of that mixed
Because
with.
they learned like some learned English like when they got captured and taken over to England. They learned English, and I wonder if they talked it in like a certain way,
Yeah.
and so like people that landed there kind of adapted to that way of English.
Or, yeah, maybe like slowly as time went on, you know, um, the Indians and, the British possibly
Oh,
have.
that's not PC, Mason. That's not PC.
What's not PC?
Indians.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
my bad.
We're not in India, bro. Uh-oh. You're getting
Native
canceled, man.
Americans. Native Americans.
Where does that even come from? Why do we call them
I
Indians?
don't know. Native Americans. They maybe had children with the British, which then in them growing up, kind of the child growing up, maybe, I don't know, kind of branched
Maybe it's a
off.
biological thing. Tongues just change.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because everyone speaks their own different way of English,
Yeah,
like
true.
from different cultures. Like you and I are talking like, "Hello, mate, what's going on?" You could talk like kind of like, "I'm just out back in my pickup truck," or simple English, or "Hello, Matt, what's going on, man? I'm right here right now." That's just British, or
It's like
a
that.
fancy kind of Irish.
It's all.
Like,
It's all about
"Oh, Scottish, mate."
the accent. It's the accent. That's what it is.
Yeah, I wonder where accents come from.
Yeah. How did those start out?
Well, like it probably is like something to do with a biological thing.
Possibly.
Because like it is like a biological difference between like us, like everyone has a biological kind of difference in them.
Mhm.
Like different cultures, not cultures, that's ideals, different races like have a different like kind of
Yeah.
biological thing to them.
So,
Anyways.
Skulleeo,
Yeah.
how do you think, like, pilgrims, people that
Yeah.
wanted to prosper in a new land, knowing that hopefully it would be good, turn into people like us, Gen Z, dwelling in basements, on our computers, on our cell
Hey.
phones? I'm not talking about. Not everybody in our generation is like that.
Not
But
me,
there
bro.
are-
Not
but
me.
there
You
are
can't
some.
out me like that.
There are some that are like that. So how do you think?
Freaking degenerates.
How do you think that turned from that to this?
Well, that is a hard thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, no one's perfect from the start. No one.
No.
Like even like our ancestors were like beating each other with clubs or like probably cannibalizing each other. No one's perfect, and so when you kind of put that imperfection and kind of let it evolve a bit so I'm just gonna say this: our society currently, or at least the society that you and me live in, United States of America, it's kind of evolved in a way where this kind of just what did I say? This I don't know. It's just evolved.
Yeah.
Whatever I said. has kind of evolved, and it's kind of fit itself into our personalities and our lifestyle. We're disrespectful to each other. We're crude. We're kind of we're out of pocket sometimes. People just say some out of pocket stuff, and it's just and then you gotta realize that other stuff is probably adding to this as well. The news media, politics,
Yeah.
certain
It's
reliefs, definitely Twitter.
like just people. I want to say like peer pressure, but I don't. I mean, not so much peer pressure, but just like.
Peer pressure. They
But
taught
like,
me about that with smoking.
but like, kids being told information that isn't true and then believing it and then continuing
Or having
that
it forced
on.
upon them. Yeah.
Yeah. Continuing it on, which becomes a bigger thing, which becomes a bigger thing, which. But.
Like I can respect. We talked about this in our last episode. We can respect your opinion if you respect ours.
Yeah.
Like exactly. Like so. Like, but people like they wanna. You can have your parades. You can have your months. Do you need your months? Do you need your parades? No, not really. But whatever. Don't block me in traffic. But whatever. You can have them. As long as they're respectful, non-violent, no looting, no like yelling at each other, cursing at each other, beating each other up. Oh, wait a second, we're doing that right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to just it's like a messed up kind of scenario. So to like from what we were as pilgrims to like going to that, it's kind of we learn we. So we have because like even like in our early days we were like killing animals, we were killing other people, fighting over territory, like specifically the Civil War. That's one of the big things that's kind of like divided us in as a country.
Yeah.
Like basically
Which
on
we will be talking
April
about soon.
No, we're gonna talk about it right now. This is getting forced in right now.
Okay.
On April 12th, 1861, that's when it started. It ended May 26th, 1865, and it was just like the whole reason this started is because slavery. That's one of the main reasons. It was like expanding it to like Western territories, like leading to more slave states or like more prohibited prohibited for doing so.
But also
something
like
that.
disagreements between economic policies and political ideals.
Yeah, politics.
That's also what kind of separated it.
Yeah, just basic politics. And so what happened is an extreme example of us coming apart as a country. We started fighting each other for like winning, like trying to like win and like put our kind of views into like the whole entirety of the country. So we have Americans on Americans like slaughtering each other and like the warfare. Abraham Lincoln comes along and says like, oh, okay, this war is going to be about freeing the slaves now. So and then that happened and it was good. It was good, like really good that the Union won, kicked those Confederates asses and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like the Civil War is a great example of like our division as a country. And
because it really shows two different. The two different types of, I guess, political parties in our...
Yeah, viewpoints clashing together.
Viewpoints in our society and going at each other, fighting for what they believe.
Now, is slavery right? No, hell no. Goodness, no. Jesus Christ, man. God damn! Anyways, so yeah, like glad that whole conflict ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just it's a good example of like that's kind of one of the more I mean if you look into the politics of it more, it kind of gets a bit more complicating, but it's as simple as freeing like the slaves or ending slavery. It's as simple as that. Nowadays, it's not so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's right? Respect this opinion. you're this, you're that. I want to be this. I want to change into that. It's gotten so much more complicating. Like no one wants to offend a group that was discriminated against before, but at the same time, I'm not going to respect a group if they're like disrespecting me and telling me not to be proud of like who I am. You got people burning like American flags and saying you like they're ashamed to be in this country,
Yeah.
and it's like it's not cool. I myself, I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud of what this country stood for. What
Um.
like do I rise to the American anthem like every time? No, I'm lazy. I gotta admit that. I'm lazy. I'm either doing work or I fell asleep. But I still respect this country. I still respect what it can stand for, like freedom and like all that stuff. But when you got people saying they're ashamed of living in this country and
Yeah.
like burning flags and all that, just get out. You don't like this country so much? Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. You're ashamed to live
It's
here?
you can see it. You can see it in schools too because um last year one of my classes there was two girls. They would not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They would just sit in their chairs, just not do anything.
Now, not that this matters. What do these girls look like?
No. I'm just saying that that's very disrespectful. You know.
Oh, it didn't matter? Oh, I was trying to see if I can pinpoint.
What?
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm messed up in the head as well. Maybe I am a bit of this stuff, but I'm not. But no, I don't mean to be it intentionally, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it is disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Even if you don't, agree with it, I think you should still do it.
Respect it. Respect the country you live in.
Yeah, you
Or
think
if you
it's
don't
like
respect it, move.
it's like if your parents are like, you do what I say, I'm paying for the roof over your head, So it's like you don't respect America. Like that's kind of
What?
you don't. I mean, all right, we're just gonna cut that part.
Elaborate.
We're just gonna cut that part out.
Like, yeah, it's just complicating. Like, it's gone from, like, simple kind of disputes where these people were doing awful things and, like, we wanted to stop, like, them from doing awful things. Now it's, like, our own citizens going out and doing this stuff. It's just, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we stood for something. I still believe we can stand for something, but nowadays it's kind of hard to live in a country or not live in a country. It's easy to live in a country, just move, like money and all that. But what I mean is, it's kind of hard to live in our country, and just like kind of, just be proud of it when you got all these people kind of trying to bring you down. But I think that's the whole thing, in my opinion. You can't let these people bring you down. You gotta stand by your beliefs firm. Now, if your beliefs are neo-Nazi or like pure racism, oh, I'm a part of the Ku Klux Klan, like then,
No, there's some things. Yeah,
stay by your beliefs, buddy. See where it gets you.
There's some things that both groups of people don't or disagree about, and those are a few things.
Yeah,
those are a few things.
Yeah. There's some people you can get mad. It's understandable that you can get mad at certain things, but if you get mad at someone for looking or kind of pushing a glance or kind of expressing what they believe in. Like I remember I watched this guy. He was preaching on a campus about Jesus, and he's like, oh, it's not too late to repent and all that stuff. And you got these people going up and disrespecting him, cursing at him, and it was
good.
awful the way they treated him. Praise that man, and God bless.
we're back from our break. Skulleeo,
Yeah.
do you think we have failed as a country? If so, do you think like there's a way of coming back from it? Because I think it's pretty bad right now.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. It is. We're kind of down in the slums.
We've dug ourselves pretty deep in a hole.
Exactly. A lot of people have
it's gonna
dug
be
their
hard
graves
to get
as well.
out.
So I believe, as a country, we can still, there's a chance for us to crawl out. Others have unfortunately dug their grave. They're gonna be buried. R.I.P. All that stuff. But as like failing as a country, currently we are not heading in the best direction at this point. We are divided. We are separated. We have people like fighting. We have crisis going on. We have like different opinions. Politics are off the charts. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this stuff. Do I think our country has failed in general? No. It's still going strong. There's people who I believe can like put this country right back on its path.
I said save it.
Yeah, save it basically, or at least like get us back on our like feet again.
Yeah,
get us like chugging along. I believe, and then our citizens as well, like the people that stand by their beliefs and for the beliefs of this country.
The true Americans.
True goddamn American, not all this woke crap. But like, yeah, I think we can be set back on track as a country. I think we can. There's still a slimmer of hope for a majority of this country, and for that little slice, no, that slice is screwed. Down the garbage, awful, rotten. It's just expired. It's expired. Time to throw it out. It's time to get rid of this slice of negativity and division and all this stuff. Throw it down the bin and have the whole pie and just enjoy the good part. Not the part that got stepped on by Uncle Joey when he accidentally, like... what I'm trying to say is get rid of the negativity and move on with our proudness to be America. Yeah. And, oof, I'm going to say it. We got to make America great again.
Amen.
Exactly.
I think the country would be definitely a whole lot better if people were less negative.
Exactly. Not letting politics get in the way of their views.
More positivity, not having the politics. Separate friendships. Don't make that the main concern.
Exactly. We just need peace. We need peace and prosperity.
Peace.
But then again, people will call us hippies, so.
Yeah. But
we don't want that, folks. AKA, just be yourselves. Just be normal, but be respectful. Do not endorse it on anyone else. Do not force it. Do not any of that. You got your own fetishes, your own all that stuff. That's fine, man. Is it weird? Hell yeah, it's weird. But keep it to yourself. Respect me. I respect you. Pushing on me. I disrespect you. You're going to find yourself with a lawsuit action pretty soon if you keep trying to force that on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still like stand by that we can crawl out of this hole that we've dug and keep going.
Slimmer of chance. We can crawl out of that hole.
But I as like cheesy as this is, don't give me the odds. Just do it.
Yeah.
So it's either we keep chugging along or we crash into a wall and blow up in a fiery blaze of glory or not glory. It might just be a smoldering piece of ash. So. But yeah, let's wheel ourselves into another division of main separation of viewpoints in this country, and that's politics. So yes. Let's start out with the basics of politics. Let's start out with our President of the United States. So I think what we should do is go back in time to the first ever President of the United States, George Washington. Mason, I want to test your academic skills right here. What the hell did George Washington do?
Well, he was the first president of the United States of America, and
What?
yeah, he like he pretty much molded the country.
Did he?
What do you mean did
Did he?
He's the first president.
So-
I mean, he was at the very bottom, the base, the thing it was holding everything up. And I think at this
I think
point,
there was a lot more people who
where we are-
contributed to that as well. I don't think it was him just solely.
well, but like he was at the very bottom, at the base,
Yes,
the strong.
yes, he
stronghold.
was the main support.
And I think where we are now, we're kind of falling off that tower at the
We're
very tippy top.
disrespecting what the founding fathers have set up for us.
Yeah.
Exactly. Moving on a bit down the line to our
16th.
16. Oh, you know this? I didn't know that he was the 16th. 16th President Abraham Lincoln. So we just mentioned the Civil War. He played a major part in that, like making the war, then about slavery, and then about ending it. Very very interesting man. Like he's good at speeches and all that. Very tall.
Yeah.
And I think
Pretty sure he used to be a wrestler too.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Rest. Abraham Lincoln, the president of the United States, used to be a wrestler.
Yep. Who would have thought?
That's interesting.
But yeah, he I mean, the Emancipation Proclamation,
Amen.
which ultimately ended, slavery and stuff, which if he didn't do that, where would we be right now?
Exactly.
You never know where we could be. One snippet in the timeline.
One kick
Everything
of the
would
stone,
be completely different.
What is it called? The butterfly effect? Or no,
Maybe. Or just like in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, or just the Marvel area in general. You know what I'm talking about with the timelines?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, They're deleting all the timelines and...
Oh, I know what you mean. Nope, still don't. Anyways, Abraham Lincoln, I wonder if he were to still be alive and, like, keep going as that type of president, if anything else would have changed as well. But no, he,
I also, I wonder, how things, if he would have done anything else, if, he wasn't sadly assassinated
that fateful day in that opera house by that man. I actually went to the
So
museum.
I wonder how our society would be if he didn't die.
Well, it's just like you gotta figure.
It might
like,
be
a few more years.
it might be the same.
Exactly.
But
It's like
know.
saying if JFK wasn't shot as well and died, like would we be like any slightly different?
I don't know.
Speaking of which, let's go into that. We're talking about assassinations, folks. We got Abraham Lincoln over here, dead. We got JFK over here, dead. Probably a few others, maybe dead or not. I am not exactly sure. President Reagan, whoo, yeah. He was forcing the whole "don't do crack, kids" and all that stuff. Maybe a few other things happened, but that he was shot. He lived though, but it's crazy. Like I went to the museum, the Ronald Reagan Museum, and like it talks about it. It's crazy. And Reagan, he's kind of important as well. He took down the What did he say? What's that famous line that he said? Hold on. He was like, cause he was tearing down I forgot what it was. It was like a wall, like kind of the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall.
There we go.
And he said like, Mr. Gorbik, I don't know, tear down this wall. And there's a piece of that wall at that museum. It's pretty cool.
That's like where he got shot, right?
No, he got shot.
Oh.
He kind of got shot the way JFK got shot. Yeah, I think he was in the car. And, like, whether it was planned out or not, it's still awful how it happened. Like, rest in peace for those who died. And those who were injured. Anyways, let's, like, jump a few more years as well to, oh boy, our first black president, Barack Obama.
Mr. Barack Obama.
Ooh. You know, I got really nothing to say about
So in our notes, you said he's black and he killed Osama. I don't think that's true. I think he's white and didn't.
Whoa, now, whoa, that's a big
I'm kidding. I'm
accusation.
cutting that out. I'm kidding. I'm cutting that out.
No, that's good. Keep it in. Anyways.
No.
Besides kind of like playing a part in killing Osama, I really don't know what else to say about this guy other than him being the first African American president. Like, that's pretty much all I know. That's pretty much really all I know about. And that's the crazy thing, like, because we were so focused on this monumental moment. What else did he do? He probably did some good stuff, probably did some bad stuff. All these presidents do that. Good stuff, bad stuff. It really, like, all boils down to, like, what outweighs much and, like, how they can support this country in the end. So that's really what kind of transpires into our views of who we're going to vote for. Or maybe we just don't want to vote for the one that sounds the worst. So we're going to vote for another one that sounds less worse, but in reality, it's not. It's not, no.
He just looked at this up. He ended military involvement in the Iraq War.
Yeah.
So he saved some troops.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's good.
That's pretty much it. Let's move on to what?
I'm sure there's more. We just can't name anything.
Nope, not off the top of our head. But I know another person we can definitely name a lot off the top of our head. Mason, who is that person?
Mr. Donald J. Trump.
China. We're gonna build that wall. Exactly. Instead of tearing down walls, Mr. Donald Trump, he's gonna build a wall across America, Mexico. Keep those damn illegals out. But yeah, there's a lot more to say on Trump as well. Like, he's an interesting character. I just gotta say that. Is he funny? Hell yeah, he's funny. I love Trump. He's a very interesting man. I would love to give Mr. Trump a handshake.
Yeah, he seems like a very nice person.
Like, it's crazy how opinions can evolve. I remember because, like, everyone else is like, oh, look at this Trump. He's saying all this, like, bad stuff. But then I remember my dad, he sat me down and he kind of taught me about the whole, like, respecting thing. He's like, Ethan.
Oh, dang.
Cut that out.
Get caught in 4K.
Cut that out.
I'm keeping it in.
No, cut it out.
I'm kidding. I will.
Okay, repeat now. So my dad, he sat me down and he said, you gotta respect others' opinions, like as long as they're, like, respecting you and not being, like, overly like violent and forcing it upon others, or it's not, like, hateful or any of that kind of stuff. Like, he kind of said, like, you gotta respect other people's opinions, like, mainly, like, for, like, the whole Trump thing. And I was like, okay, yeah, I understand. I understand, Pops. And over time, like, I respect people. Like, you like Biden, you like Trump, sure, I'm fine by that. Now, I think the crazy thing about this is that over time, people are kind of I kind of was like, oof, Trump, this Trump guy. And you were always like, he's Trump. What's so bad about it?
Mm-hmm.
And now I've shifted.
But now you look
sides,
at Joe Biden. You look at Joe Biden.
It's not the fact that Biden's worse. It's the fact that I'm kind of looking past, like, what the media or like others portray as, like, Trump. Like, he's done stuff, yeah, but in my opinion, that man is the people's president.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely gonna make a big change if he goes into office, which I think he will.
Oh yeah.
But I think, he built this country up, and then Biden got into office, and he just tore it all down.
Yeah, and we thought like, oh, he's tearing down all this stuff that was kind of holding us down. Like, oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. But oh my God, Joe Biden. Oh, I wonder what it would still be like
He's
if
in
he
a
was.
very bad mental state
Exactly.
right
The dude doesn't know where he is. He's falling downstairs. He's crapping himself in Paris. He slurs his words. I'm so, like,
now.
what are you saying? Sleepy Joe?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And, like, in the hearing he dropped out is, like, kind of like, okay, at least he can, at least he's done. But no, now we got, well, it's kind of, like, all over the place. But, people can already speculate how it's going to go down. Like, they speculated, oh, yeah, it's going to be Biden and Trump again. So now they're speculating it's going to be Trump and Kamala? Chameleon? Chameleon? Yeah, it's going to be Trump and Kamala. That it's going to be really going down in between. And now I think it's going to be a shift in a way because, like, supporters for Biden were like, oh, yeah, this guy, he's not making us look good. But now you have this woman candidate, this advocate for good stuff and moving forward in a good direction. And now people are like going to be like, hey, look at this, we're in a good direction now, guys. No.
Yeah.
Do I think, like, it's going to be the end of the world, whoever gets chosen? Or the end of our country? Not exactly. There's going to be definite changes regardless of who gets put in office. But, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't understand how people can say, this Trump guy, look at all these, like, white, violent supporters, like, screaming all this racism and homophobic stuff. And now I get it. Some of Trump's supporters are violent. I get that. You got the Proud Boys and all that crap. They raided the Capitol. I get that. But, there's a big but in this. My God. Does that define all of what Trump is? No.
No,
Not at all. It's like saying there's always a bad side to everything. There's always the positive and the negative, the yin and the yang, and then the middle.
Yeah.
Which could be us. That could be considered the middle, or people on the left might consider them in the middle, or people on the right might consider themselves in the middle, or they might just outright say, I'm right, I'm left, I'm all this stuff. So, or you can just be in the middle. You can choose as you go along. Same as religion. People at first they're like, oh yeah, God, yeah, he's here, or as they go on, they're like, God, I don't think I can believe that. It's a constant kind of changing of opinions and viewpoints of how you go on in the future, and like how you view stuff just kind of changes, and then like before you know it, you're in that church like praying and all that stuff, reading the Bible and all that, because your viewpoints change.
Yeah, 5 years ago, I would not be thinking that I would be going to church almost every Sunday, and now I do. And it's looking into the future, just the future. That's always something in the future. Could be bad, could be good.
Speaking of the future, I know we talked about potential as we failed as a country. What's the future looking like for our country, Mason?
Bad. No.
Bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's once you put a dent into something, it's hard to get it,
It's hard to buffer
undent
it
it. So, I think, there's some things that are gonna stay, things that not a lot of people like, but people, are just gonna have to move on.
The people.
And I think society's gonna, it's gonna do its own thing. It might get worse, it might get better, it might stay the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you never know. Maybe in 20 years we'll have electric or flying cars. You never know.
That was the whole big talk in the 90s. flying cars.
Yeah, like Back to the Future.
Yeah, 2016. My God.
Yeah, I know. And Back to the Future 2. They're like, what year are we in? 2015.
Ha ha ha. That's a
They're
good
like
one.
flying highways.
Nah, man, we got the Cybertruck, and we got expensive gas prices, which I'm going to have to, like, paying for soon, which that will be nice. So, get a job and all that stuff. Got to set up responsibility.
Yeah.
Got to contribute to this country. You got to play the system, but you still got to, like, respect who you are and, like, form who you are, form your own opinions on all that. Like, play the game, respect your country. You can be patriotic on all that stuff, but, at the same time, don't let yourself get manipulated. That goes for both sides. Ow.
And it's like, there's always a, chance, like, in the movies, there's apocalypse gonna happen. Zombies are gonna start attacking us.
Maybe it's best we get wiped out sooner. I mean, if it really gets bad down the road and I'm long gone, whatever powerful force out there, let it be aliens, Holy Spirit, all that stuff. You can do your Armageddon. You can do your Apocalypse. You can do your Ragnarok. You can do anything, man. Wipe the earth out for all I care.
I want a fresh start.
Exactly. I wonder if reincarnation goes as far. If that's a thing, it can go as far as to going on a different planet.
Yeah.
I'm reincarnated
like
as
you
E.T.
die, you die, you become an alien in your next life.
And then you're gonna look at us and think, "Whoa, we're the aliens." It reminds me of this movie I saw, Planet 51, where like it was an alien planet, and as soon as like a human landed, they're like, "That's an alien. He's gonna like mind control us." And of course, because you're a human, you're like, "What? What are they talking about?"
Yeah, I really wonder, like, are we in the future gonna turn into aliens, or like if aliens are real?
Conspiracy theories now.
Yeah, if aliens are real, do you think they look at us and they're like, these people are absolute idiots?
So it can either be that, like, oh my God, look at these people like fighting over like petty conflicts. They can be the exact same, or they'll be like, look at those ants running around. Let's put a magnifying glass up to them and like use our death rays to vaporize them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's either gonna be aliens wipe us out, or maybe they'll help us. But I think even if we got assistance from aliens, my God, we would still fail. Like South Park had an episode about that.
Well, I think that's a good way to end our second episode.
Exactly. Speaking of South Park, we living in the South Park episode, bro. All this crazy stuff, all this wacky shenanigans. But anyways, yeah, I think it's a perfect place to come to a halt.
Good way to end it.
Yeah, another way to end it. So Mason, I just so I think we should end this episode by saying what you and me are both thinking. I want you to say it with me. I want you to say "Make America Great" with me. Like, make America great again. I want you to look at me and I want you to say that with me, okay? You ready?
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Make America great again. Don't matter who you're with. I want this country better. I want it great again. Amen. Peace. God bless America.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today's episode on Nonsense. Me and Skulleeo would like to thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys liked our second episode, and make sure to tune in next time on Nonsense.